I'm joined now by Aphelele Matinise, who is a Fort Hare student leader, who joins me now to take that conversation forward, as well as Lerato Makula, who is joining me as well to take that conversation forward. Lerato, so that was a briefing by the Minister, Minister Buti Manamela. It follows a week of serious violence and disturbing visuals that we all saw of the burning buildings. He's urging restraint, but what is he saying about addressing the systemic issues at Fort Hare, but also beyond Fort Hare, within the sector as a whole?
Yes, but as the viewers saw that the Minister of Higher Education and Training, Buti Manamela, briefed the media today in Pretoria, Hatfield. He talked about two things: the situation at the University of Fort Hare and the 2024-25 department's annual report.
Yes.
So I just want us to start. I just want us to talk about the situation at the University of Fort Hare first. You'd recall that the university has been experiencing problems, including recent episodes of violent student protests, allegations of corruption, and deteriorating infrastructure as well. Just this week, as we've mentioned, we saw students protesting, demanding for SRC elections and demanding for scrapping of the Vice-Chancellor's contract extension. So today, what came out during the media briefing is that the protest action damage is estimated between 300 and 500 million rand. And as the department have mentioned, that right now their priority is to ensure that the academic program or classes resume in the coming week, and as soon as possible, including the online classes as well. And he mentioned that, Minister mentioned that as the department, they cannot tolerate the burning of buildings, the disruption of teaching and learning at universities. He mentioned, he described this protest action as a criminal act, saying that a university is a space for students to learn, is a space for hope, for growth, for progress, is a space where students want to make their dreams come true. So you mentioned that it's not a space for fear and destruction. So as a department, they will not tolerate the destruction of teaching and learning and the burning of buildings. So while still talking about the burning of buildings, we know that there's an investigation. They're investigating the matter. The minister mentioned that they're working together with the police, the South African Police Services, and the Eastern Cape Department as well to investigate that matter. So once those investigations are done, they'll update the media. And also, he mentioned that when there was a question that came out that there are reports that the contract has been extended. The Vice
Professor Sakela Buhlungu's contract.
Yes, yes. He mentioned that as the department, they don't have power. The agreement is between the Vice Chancellor and the university. So it's up to the University Council to decide. The future of the Vice Chancellor is in the hands of the University Council.
Yeah. So with that foregrounding of the violence that has been associated with the protest, is he going into any of the other demands? You've just spoken to the demand around the Vice-Chancellor's contract, but what about the other demands, such as the whole issue around the SRC elections, the suspension thereof, and other issues of governance that they are raising?
Well, he mentioned that with regards to, as I've mentioned, the Vice-Chancellor, he mentioned that they cannot comment, they don't have power, as the agreement is between the University Council and the Vice-Chancellor as well. So with that, he mentioned that as the department, they don't have power. But when it comes to the elections, he appealed to the students and the SRC members to come to the common ground and discuss the issues. And he also mentioned that as the department, they've asked the University Council to sit down with the SRC and to also just to highlight or just to review some of the critical issues that the university is facing. And then he mentioned that once they have discussed that in the coming week, he will brief the media and update the media, give a greater background or information about the feedback.
So I want to pose a question to Aphelele, Lerato, but maybe you can help me before I do that. Okay. Who is the department holding accountable for the destruction of property? Did that come up at all? Was the minister asked, and how did he address
They've mentioned that they're still investigating at this moment, but we still have to wait for the investigations, and then they'll update us, the media.
All right. Aphelele Matinise joining me now, Fort Hare student leader. So Let's start with the destruction of property, the torching of buildings that we saw, because naturally when incidents of this nature occur, they do take center stage over and above your grievances. We'll get to your grievances in a moment. But how much responsibility do you as a student leadership and student body that was participating in this strike action take for that destruction that we saw?
Thank you very much, Prof. Sizwe. Greetings to you there at the interview, and greetings to Ms. Lerato. My name is Aphelele Matinise. I'm the former SRC president of the University of Fort Hare and the current coordinator of the South African Youth Council. Of course, and also greetings to the viewers at home. Of course, as student leaders, we condemn the destruction and the burning of university building with highest terms. But then it's not students who then banned such buildings. If you notice on some of the videos that are circulating on social media, the tools and equipment that the private security and the police that they were using to disperse a crowd, they were using very dangerous tools. Also, they were using some things like missiles that were being launched with ashes and with burning to dispute students. So we as student leaders, there are no students who were then found to have banned the building. Because as students, we cannot ban critical buildings like admin building, like student affairs building. The aim of the protest was to bring the university into standstill and into shutdown, and that happened, not to ban the university building. That one we condemn and strongest term, and we demand investigation. So those who then banned such buildings must be held accountable.
So you're saying any finger that points at you is wrong in pointing at you. It's just sheer coincidence that you were on strike as a student body and buildings are engulfed by flames? Or are you pointing the finger directly at other players, other role players, such as security? And explain a bit more, if you are pointing a finger at security, what did they do that you observed as students that you believe may have led to these fires?
Okay, thank you very much. What we observed is that some of the buildings that burned, including the agricultural building, we saw them just burning from the top floor. So it is unusual that the building will just burn from the top floor, but the building is then closed. And also with the disturbing videos and that are circulating that we saw, the things that I'm talking about, that the police, not necessarily only the security, like the SAPS that was deployed on campus, including the private security. Yes, the building that just showed there, they were burning from the top, and they were burning missiles that were like crickets that were being shot, used by the police to disperse the crowd. And we also believe that there are some people who might have been scapegoats in this protest, because a day before yesterday, we caught what we call Amapara on campus, and we caught them. They were carrying bags, and some of them marked students on campus. So it means that these people then interfered with the peaceful protest that the student had initially.
So if I follow your reasoning, we are to believe that it's anyone but you as students. Do the probabilities favor that version?
Yes, the probabilities favor that because in terms of the security is compromised. Remember, during that time of the period of the protest, it ended on the third day. Securities were not there safeguarding some of the university gates. So anyone could enter on campus, and most of the people were then disguising, including the people that I'm saying they were found to have entered campus illegally. They were disguising, acting as if they are students. So that is what we then suspect, that there must be people who might have been sent or used to disguise like students to ban such properties.
All right. So talk to us about your grievances then. Key among them, we've been hearing about the status of SRC elections, but we're also hearing about issues of the contract of the Vice-Chancellor. Why do you want the Vice-Chancellor gone? Let's start there.
There are many reasons, but entirely amongst those is mainly two reasons, but there are many. I will highlight two reasons. One, the extension of the Vice Chancellor's term post-retirement was unlawful and unprocedural. How? You see, the university statute is clear. When there is a reappointment of the university Vice Chancellor, it has to go to some certain structures of the university. I will count three structures. The first one is institutional forum called IF. The second one is called Senate. Then the last one is called the University Council. Now, the extension of the Vice Chancellor's term post-retirement did not go to the IF, did not go to the Senate. I myself, last year, I was the president of the SRC of the University of Fort Hare, and I did serve in those meetings. I can attest now that extension of the term never came to us as IF members, never came to us as Senate members. It only went to the council, and the decision there was not to vote. Instead, it was a unanimous decision taken by council. The second issue is that the Vice Chancellor has exceeded the retirement age. The statute and the HR policy of the university is clear, saying that each worker or each employee, when he or she reaches 65,